Greetings to the Lunar Manifesting Matrix. This is Elizabeth Schermer with an intuitive reading for the Lunar Matrix on Thursday, April 5th. Today's reading is in anticipation of tonight's full moon, which happens just after midnight, Friday, April 6th at 12:50 a.m. The full moon each month is always a powerful time for activation. The moon's light, when it's full, sheds new light and clarity on the important situations and relationships in our own lives. Through this process, we can come to new levels of awareness of our goals and a deeper, refreshed sense of connection to our community of support. The current astrological chart for this week's moon has some important advice, specifically related to whatever struggles you may have faced in the past 2 weeks. These struggles, whether small or large, are illustrating deeper patterns in your life that have been activated for release. The full moon's light this month brings a new awareness of your own unproductive habits, attitudes, and behaviors. You have the opportunity and support now to clearly see how your own actions and habitual patterns have created certain difficulties in your life. There's support for recognizing these patterns and an ability from this clarity to make new decisions moving forward. There's also important support now to become more aware of your own connection to your emotional guidance system and the larger natural cycles. And the cards, interestingly, specifically speak to this potential. So I'll be addressing this in a minute. Again, that's the potential to come into deeper alignment with your own natural guidance system and the natural cosmic cycles of time. For today's intuitive reading, I asked for guidance to help us each experience the special potentials available now for our own lives during this full moon and moving forward. I threw a 3-card body, mind, spirit spread with an extra card for added guidance and clarity. This week's intuitive reading offers very practical advice related to the astrological energies and opportunities that I just spoke of. So the first card I'm going to speak of is the card on the left, the Four of Discs. In the Thoth deck that I'm using, the Four of Discs is called Power. And this relates to a very physical, grounded sense of power, the quality of being deeply centered with a clear, deep awareness of self-worth and the experience of security and stability. When you ground and connect into your body and into the planet, then you're able to fully commit to your own power and experience your own authentic self-worth. So on the most basic level, that's what this card talks about. And today it appears in the position of the body, which even more amplifies this potential right now. And it's particularly, I was excited when I saw the card because of this special opportunity now to more deeply connect to our own guidance. The card is affirming this special potential. And through grounding and anchoring in your own, the sense of your own power and confidence and self-worth, you'll come into a higher sense of natural alignment with your guidance system and the cosmic harmonies of flow and timing. So just the act of grounding right now will put you in a very clear state of alignment for really good decision making and anchor new habits of alignment that will carry you forward. The second card in the center today is the Ace of Swords. I have it upright. It actually came up reversed. And I first want to speak to the upright position because this is an important first understanding. The Ace of Swords, representing the birth of new insight or awareness, is the card for inspiration. And you can see at the top of the card the expansive crown of light that's encircling the sword. This represents our crown chakra and the activation of insight and inspiration and the quality of coming to a clarity of thought that puts us in this sense of alignment and the exhilaration that comes from that alignment. This is the card of yes. So when the card's reversed, as it is today, as it came up today, the card represents the absence of that clarity. It's talking about the feeling of maybe being stuck or frustrated and not able to access that clear yes of inspiration. So this is what the full moon is speaking of in terms of the opportunities to become aware of habits and frustrations that perhaps don't, habits and patterns that perhaps frustrate us and don't fully serve us. There's opportunity now to access actual real clarity about these habits. So the card reversed in my interpretation today is that you have the ability now to access clarity on those qualities that lead you away from clarity, if that makes sense. Those qualities in your life. The third card also came up reversed, and I'm going to turn it upright just for a moment. The Magician, or the Magus, is a powerful card for the exact qualities that we're talking about. It represents in its purest form the quality of energy and thought coming into physical form. It's the pure creative impulse, the impetus and momentum of source energy being manifest. So in the most basic way and the most elemental way, the Magician represents the quality of manifestation and magic and synchronicity in our lives. And we all know that experience of synchronicity when things are just unfolding and it does feel like magic, and the feeling of amazing alignment and blessing we receive at those points in time. The card reversed today is similar, very similar to the Ace of Swords, and the aces are all related to the Magician. So there's a definite relationship between the Ace of Swords and the Magician, which is the number one. The Magician reversed is signifying, again, that experience of energies feeling blocked. The manifestations feel stuck, not coming into form. There are a couple of other interpretations or extensions of this that I want to talk about, because I really found this card so fascinating and so helpful today. The second aspect I'd like to talk about is the quality of synchronicities that may not be pleasant. So the reversal today, one aspect of the reversal was the quality of experiencing synchronicities, but they feel like obstructions because they're not pleasant. However, there's very important information in these synchronicities if you'll notice them. These specifically over the next few days may exactly be mirrors of those habits and frustrations and patterns that no longer serve you, that you're ready to release. So think about that when you're paying attention, when you're thinking about synchronicity. Perhaps they're uncomfortable, but perhaps they're just as powerful as those synchronicities that you love and adore. The third aspect of this card is also interesting because it signifies the card is the ruling planet of the Magician is Mercury, and we're just coming out of Mercury retrograde. So the pattern and time of Mercury retrograde is a time to revisit. The word retrograde means return, reverse. So it's a time to revisit patterns, to revisit, renew, reveal, resolve, review those habits and patterns in our lives that perhaps we're ready to release. So the Magician had a lot to say to me today about the opportunities that are available right now and all of the spiritual support. So I'm going to turn him upright because he's not reversed. We absolutely have this spiritual support and the archetypal energies available to each of us now. As I like to do when I'm throwing a 3-card spread, I threw a 4th card today with the question of something new to consider or some additional support and help and guidance in this important and special opportunity that's being presented through the reading. And the card that came up today is the 7 of Swords, called Futility. Now, I don't know how clearly you can see this in the camera, but there is a central sword in this painting that mirrors the central sword of the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Inspiration. This card is called Futility. And what it represents are habits of mind that sabotage us when we actually have that moment of inspiration. So this is the yes but card that's what I like to call it, the yes but card, because we might have that moment of yes, And then there's the but this, but this, but this, but this. All the things that we've experienced in the past that we can bring forward, that our mind and our habits of mind of limitation will bring forward to the moment of inspiration. So this was really valuable advice to receive at the end of this reading. And the really valuable advice is you can trust the inspiration. You can trust the synchronicities. You can trust the opportunity of the clarity and light of the full moon and the spiritual support right now to come to a deeper sense of your own connection to your higher self, your own embodiment, and your own connection to guidance and the guidance of the planet. When you are aware of those habits of mind, you can laugh and recognize them. Say, there you are again. You don't need to attach. And then finally, there was a little bit of humor that came through at the end of the reading for me, because I always meditate on this before I speak with you. And as I was meditating, I saw even the opportunity for this card to come up is saying that here's a really big habit that we can release, because the overall theme is releasing habits. And this sabotaging futility, yes but habit can undermine every opportunity to move forward. And so there's special, it's appearing now to say, guess what? When this is up, realize this is a habit that you have the chance to let go of right now. So again, remember that this month's full moon is shedding special light on those habits and patterns that don't serve you, and calling you to take a new level of responsibility from a place of inspiration for what you've created in your life. Everything that has appeared has value. So honor everything that's appeared, including those habits that frustrate you, because they're your teacher. You can honor the truth that some of your actions perhaps didn't align with natural guidance, and those are opportunities for you to heal and learn. Honor the truth that you now can come to a deeper sense of your own guidance and the rhythms of nature. There's powerful opportunity now to learn from this process. So, come to awareness of your own sabotaging thought forms, anchor in the support and clarity of your guidance system and your connection to your larger community of support. When you share what you have realized, you invite others to participate. You expand your commitment to change to a larger field of support. So, this is Elizabeth Schermer and the Lunar Manifesting Matrix. I want to extend blessings and grace and integration and expansion and joy to each of you. Until we meet again.